What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Xenny and I'm back with another video, man. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video. I will appreciate it. Today we got Diddy's first Apparition in court. So without further ado, let's get straight to this video, man. Get!
Courtroom sketches went viral, and I saw this one tweet that got me fascinated. Why can't we have cameras in the courtroom in 2024, right? Well, federal cases ban cameras in the courtroom. And to be honest, the revelations in Diddy's case is a perfect example of why, since the OJ trials decades ago, courtroom sketches have been preferred over cameras. I'll tell you now, one of them is to protect the identity of the jury. Another is to let the public know only what the feds want them to know. Because with the type of powerful people Diddy done blackmailed, one slip of information could get the diddler out on streets again. So what really went on in that courtroom that day? Diddy's first court appearance goes viral. Just a year ago, Diddy was awarded the key to the city of New York by Mayor Adams, and now that same celebrity is being grilled in that same city. Diddy's first appearance in court follows after his arrest on September 12, 2024, inside the lobby of Park Hyatt Hotel in Manhattan. About 24 hours after being whisked off in handcuffs, the indictment was unsealed, leaving the public to know about the truckload of charges levied against him. On the D-Day, quite the crowd camped outside of the courthouse. This included news outlets and eager fans who wanted to set their eyes on the Bad Boy Records boss. However, what they got were many Diddy's as his sons Justin, Christian, and Quincy Combs trooped in to support their father.
Anything to say about your dad?
Despite the questioning and reporters sticking the cameras in their faces, the boys kept their cool and continued walking. One thing was certain, they were present to support their own, and no Diddy slander or allegations would be entertained. Meanwhile, it was easy to spot the boys without their sister, but reporters say that the girl's absence is understandable since they are teenagers. It would be unlikely that they would make such an appearance. Meanwhile, inside the courtroom, Diddy's attorney pled not guilty to the charges, which included sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The prosecutors argued that Diddy and his staff participated in kidnapping, arson, bribery, and forced labor, and he had a storehouse of firearms ready to go off when triggered. On the flip side, Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's attorney, told the court that the sex trafficking charge involving the rapper's ex, Cassie Ventura, was nothing but a consensual activity that went on for about a decade. The defense rested the case by asking for bail. However, the prosecutors quickly clamped down on this request. Reportedly, one of the prosecutors named Emily A. Johnson claimed Diddy is a known serial abuser and serial obstructor. Emily maintained that the Bad Boy Records exec would swing his wealth in any direction to escape his predicament. Indeed, Diddy was the real bad boy who, despite coming to New York to get arrested, still messed around with hard drugs. In court, the prosecution noted that during a search of his room in the Manhattan hotel where he camped, authorities found a pink powdery substance believed to be narcotics. With this argument, it easily pointed to the fact that Diddy might not be as repentant as he seemed. In the end, the prosecution's argument swayed the judge, who eventually denied the A-list celebrity bail. Judge Robin F. Tarnofsky ordered a detainment while he faces trial. The presiding judge referenced Diddy's history of substance abuse and anger issues as his reason for the denied bail. For Mark, this defeat was not final. Outside the courthouse, the attorney maintained Diddy's innocence while suggesting that they would appeal the bail verdict. During a press release, he told reporters,
"I think it came out. Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent. He came to New York to establish his innocence."
About 24 hours later, Diddy's lawyers pleaded with the judge to allow the rapper to wait out his trial in one of his luxury homes in Miami. They opposed the fact that Diddy would have to await trial in a Brooklyn jailhouse. The defense offered up a $50 million bond, regular drug tests, detention in his Miami home, and strict limitations on the visitors allowed to visit. Other sources confirmed that Diddy's legal team went the extra mile by proposing to sell his home in Miami, as well as his mother Janice Combs' home, to raise the bail money. On top of that, they pledged to submit his passport, as well as that of his family members, including his sons, daughters, and mother. In fact, preceding the court appearance, Diddy was already making moves to sell his private jet, possibly in the hope of getting a bond following his arrest. Expectedly, the prosecutors weighed in, and Emily highlighted the text messages Diddy allegedly sent to his female victims. According to her, the accused forced some women into sexual acts, but blackmailed them with recorded tapes of themselves. With this track record, he was capable of tampering with evidence and violence even the defense may be unable to save him from. For a second time, the judge ruled in favor of the prosecution. U.S. District Judge Andrew L. Carter ruled that the supposedly rigorous bail conditions would not guarantee the safety of the community, and neither did it declare confidence in the integrity of the case. The judge sided with the prosecutors, adding that no set of conditions could successfully guard against him, threatening potential witnesses. Still, not the prosecutor's argument nor the double bail denial has stopped Diddy's lawyers from looking for a way forward.
We're considering an appeal to the Second Circuit, and we're certainly getting ready to try the case.
Mark alleged that he's second U.S. Court of Appeals for a more favorable outcome. He hopes to get the initial rulings overturned. At the same time, he wants his client moved from the Brooklyn Detention Center to a jail in New Jersey. However, he might have to take it up with the Federal Bureau of Prisons because, according to District Judge Carter, this body is entirely responsible for the jail a suspect is put in. As to what the public believes, many have been tempted to side with the judge, especially after the indictment charges were unsealed. Let's hear what the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, had to say as he read aloud the 14-page indictment against the disgraced rapper.
Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances.
Allegedly, these sex workers were transported across states. However, Diddy was always in charge of the sex episodes. Apart from the suspicion of force, the rapper would also record the acts that he tagged as freak-offs. The indictment claimed that these freak-offs ran for days with multiple sex workers who were usually placed on narcotics, including ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB. Diddy's endgame with these alleged victims was to keep them subdued to his will. Those who resisted or opposed the rapper would get tortured physically, emotionally, and verbally. For these victims, there was no one they could turn to in Diddy's circle because, according to these charges, he worked hand in hand with others to keep them silent. After accusations of these crimes came forward following Cassie's lawsuit against him, it is believed that Diddy and those involved in the freak-offs made some moves.
He and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced.
Indeed, he was consistent in monitoring his victims and would often prevent them from leaving a location to conceal their injuries. Sometimes he would track them down, but while Diddy was at it, law enforcement, who were neck deep into investigations surrounding the sexual lawsuits, also followed up on it. During their investigation, special agents from HSI led a raid in two of Diddy's homes, one in Miami and the other in Los Angeles. They were also permitted to search the rapper's electronic devices inside his home. These warrant executions led them to more damning evidence about the rapper. The law enforcement authorities came in contact with multiple firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and the large capacity drum magazine. For better understanding, Arkansas 15S is referred to as a weapon of war, but it is lightweight. Sources say it has been a go-to for shooters involved in mass shootings, and it has been around since the 1950s.
As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity, and it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well, we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced.
Hey man, if you guys new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video. I would appreciate it. I'm going to see you guys on the next video, man. Peace.